football's kind of here, which is exciting because we've been like struggling. Blow it, Eddie. Thank you.
Welcome.
Albert Breer coming up in a little bit. The funniest thing, and I guess if I had a company credit card, I just would not use it at the strip club. I would find a way to get money. And that's kind of what's happened as a part of this whole NFLPA, the whole scandal with the owners. And really it comes down to this, that Deshaun Watson got all that guaranteed money. The owners were secretly colluding to make sure nobody gets that again. So we're going to make sure it doesn't happen, but they can't really do that. And then the guy that's representing the union, this is a very rough version of this. Mm-hmm. The guy that's representing the union is like, okay, I can kind of throw you guys a bone, but you throw me a bone later. And so then they are investigating him, and then turns out he's been using his credit card at the strip club, the company. Boy. And also that strip club should have had like a better charged to name. Instead of like Lucy's Diamonds Cabaret, it should just be like Money Center.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll talk to Albert Breer about that. I've never had a company credit card. I still don't have one.
You don't? That's surprising to me.
I don't want one now, but I don't have one because I never want to use one. I have people that have them. Actually, I have them that I give people for me. Like, Mike, do you have a credit card of mine?
I do have one, yeah.
Okay.
Wow, that's crazy.
Morgan has one. Morgan number 1.
Scuba has one.
Scuba has company card, though.
Oh.
Like, I have people that have cards on my account.
Oh.
Business. But,
so Mike has a Bobby Bones card?
Yes.
Whoa. I thought you were talking about like an iHeart.
No. Mike has a me card, right, Mike?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Has your name on it.
And so does Morgan, number 1.
Mike, how hard is that to have that in your wallet? I feel like I'd be...
Not hard at all. I just have it in there whenever we buy something for the show or on the road or something. That's when I use it. Okay. Never think about it.
Never, and don't use it at the strip club because I'm going to see where it's from.
That's crazy.
Is it? Yeah. Brandon, do you have one yet?
I don't. No.
Yet? So Brandon's going to get one too?
Possibly.
Damn,
Reed had one?
Reed, I think, had one. I think Reed, which by the way, Reed hit me up last night. He was like, I miss playing golf.
Oh, yeah. They don't have that in St. Louis.
Yeah. Let me read you his message. He said, I want to play golf so bad.
How you read it in his voice?
I said, how's St. Louis? He said, not terrible. Just hate downtown. Going to be out here for a few weeks, though. Going to be out of here. But he says, going to be out here for a few weeks because we're headed to New York for a few days. Yeah, Maddie's sister's wedding.
Wedding.
The voice is great.
It's like Reed is right here.
He hates St. Louis. But I think Reed possibly had a credit card. Let me ask him. That just means I trust you if I'm giving you a card and you're going to have to buy stuff
Right.
that we're going to need for the operation. And I don't want to have to buy everything.
Mm-hmm.
What does he have to do right now?
Nothing.
What's up, my boy?
There he is. Hey, we're recording the podcast right now. We're talking about you. Question. Did I ever give you a credit card of mine?
You did. Not a physical copy, but just pictures.
Oh.
Got it. So then what I did with him was even better. I gave him a copy of pictures of my card with numbers and the CVV.
So technically he still has it.
Oh, he does because he had to buy something the other day.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I got a couple little gifts for myself.
Reed, is it hard having those numbers in hand?
A little bit, you know. I mean, it's tempting, you know.
Can you use it at the strip club?
I don't know about the strip club, but I mean, it works perfectly at Sonic.
That's great.
I told him that you're not loving downtown St. Louis.
It's not the greatest. I'm gonna be honest. I'm ready to move a little bit outside of the city. It's just scary, man. Just taking the dog out. I'm like looking over my shoulder, man. Trying not to say anything, look at anybody.
When do you get to move outside the city? Like next week or next year?
I wish. So we're going to start looking in January. Our lease ends April. But if we find something in January and it's open, I'm just going to be like, we're going.
Okay,
this January.
Less than a year.
Oh,
yeah, less than a year. So it's not too bad.
We can do this.
You just survive for 6 more months, like literally.
Yeah. That's all I'm doing. Yeah, I'm surviving. That's it. Making my way, man.
Well, I hope you have a good day.
Thanks, man. Y'all too. Love you guys.
See you, buddy.
See you, Reed.
Next
Oh,
time,
Reed.
can you talk to Reed as Reed?
Hey, man. Is that an echo? It sure is. Hulk Hogan died, 71 years old.
Yeah.
I made a list of my favorite wrestlers of all time in Hulk's honor, but then he didn't make it. So
Oh,
then is it even in his
no.
honor?
Ooh.
I did my Mount Rushmore of wrestlers.
Okay.
Because Hulk Hogan, in my lifetime, is the biggest wrestler ever.
I did not know he died.
Yep.
Whoa.
Just died. Like this morning.
Whoa.
Because this goes up Thursday afternoon, and it happened this morning. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I should tell you the story then. 71 years old, Hulk Hogan died. Cardiac arrest, they're saying, as of right now. Ambulance, cops, the whole thing. Took him out in a stretcher.
I saw some posts like Jimmy Hart was saying like yesterday that he's not doing too good. I was like, but it's Hulk Hogan. But yeah, he's not good.
Oh, I hate to have to break that news to you.
Yeah,
Sorry,
man.
Brandon.
We had been sitting with it a little bit because we
Mhm.
did it on the podcast. Number one on my Mount Rushmore is Sting.
Your
Sting's
favorite.
my favorite wrestler of all time. And blonde-haired Sting
It's a good
with
one.
face paint. But he was black-haired Sting in the trench coat way longer.
Yeah.
But my favorite was California Sting.
See, I don't even know blonde hair Sting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stone Cold's at number 2.
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Nice.
Stone
Friend
Cold
of the
Steve
show.
Austin, definitely number 2. At number 3, I have the Ultimate Warrior.
Absolutely.
Because I was a kid and I thought his muscles were freaking huge. And he wore those bands around his arms. And
Yeah, that's cool.
I shook the ropes. I loved Ultimate Warrior. Rooted for him to beat Hulk Hogan many times.
Mhm.
And then finally, Rapmaster PN News.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to Google him.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know that one.
Very brief career.
Rat or rap?
Rap.
Rap.
But I thought he was the coolest because he rapped. He was terrible too. He'd be out there and be like,
Oh.
yo, baby, yo. He was my favorite. Let's see, Rapmaster PN News.
News. There he is.
I'm going to play you a little. Here you go. Get ready. Brace yourself, boys and girls. He comes out and he's in like a unitard.
I've heard it said that I should rap for my life. If I had to do it, I wouldn't think twice. They can diss me. I don't care what they say, because that's not the game that Pia News would play. So if you're listening, take my advice or ask my opponent. It ain't worth the price.
Nice.
Yo, baby, yo, baby, yo.
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 I said it stands in Atlanta. Get ready for the rap attack.
It was so corny.
That's
don't
pretty
remember
cool,
that.
dude.
But that was my favorite. I think he had like a 3-month career. But
Oh,
I loved Rapmaster PN
And
News.
his outfit, I mean, his whole image makes it even better.
Very cheesy.
And the P and the N is Paul New. That was his name. Paul New.
Didn't know that.
There you
Oh.
go.
Don't think he had much of a career other than Rapmaster PN News. Matter of fact, I don't think Rapmaster PN News had much of a career. I just thought it was so cool that a guy came down and rapped in the middle of the ring.
Awesome.
That is cool.
Yeah, rest in peace, Hulk Hogan, 71 years old. A quarter of sports bettors have missed bill payments over wagers.
What do you mean? How do you do that?
You don't pay a bill, you gamble with it instead.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, see, they tell you that. There's like a little disclaimer there that says do not do stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
This is for entertainment only.
You ever done that? We're all looking at you.
No, dude.
Right.
No.
Like
no,
all
no,
of us
no.
were looking at you to
No,
see
no,
your
no,
response.
no. I would never miss a bill because of gambling. Like, have I put in a few extra deposits? Yes. But nothing where I'm going to get in trouble.
Americans bet close to 150 billion on sports, at least last year, according to the American Gaming Association. U.S. News and World Report polled 1,200 people who placed sports bets in the past 6 months, and 30% have debts because of gambling. More than 2 in 10 admit they verbally abused an athlete, either in person or online.
Oh, yeah.
You guys need to chill out.
Yeah, dude. Relax.
Yeah.
First of all, I love betting, but it's entertainment. It needs to
Yes.
be treated as such.
Yes.
And it's awesome because it makes me be involved in games and situations I wouldn't even care about. Like, it brings entertainment to me. If I bet $25 on something, and then I have nothing to do, but now I'm watching some cricket game in India, I now have provided myself with $25 of entertainment.
And if you're watching that cricket game in India, hey, you're not alone. I've been there, man.
Yeah.
I've been there, but it gets better.
You're treating them like they're kids who growing up being made fun of.
No, it just you're not alone. Because I'm sure people in that dark place are thinking like, oh, I'm the only idiot. No, you're not.
Have you been there? Like in that dark place, thinking
betting-
you're an idiot? Like, oh my gosh.
Betting on a
Cricket?
random horse race? Yeah.
Okay.
No, but like not paying your bills.
No, I've never been there. But yes, have I found myself at like 11 a.m. trying to watch this simulcast of a race in California. Yes,
Yeah.
I've been there.
And by race, he means dog race.
I
Not even
have
horse.
been there.
Not even horse. Bill Belichick's getting a Hulu doc series.
There we go.
After Hard Knocks falls through, and Jordan Hudson, his girlfriend, is part of the.
Oh, of course. Executive producer.
Who is this guy?
Who it was reported back in May that it was Hudson who allegedly torpedoed a deal that would have had the NFL coaching legend on Hard Knocks as he embarked on his first season as head coach of North Carolina. News broke yesterday that Hulu has shown interest in telling the UNC Belichick story in a proposed docuseries. It does appear Hudson has managed to involve herself in the new deal. A firm controlled by Hudson has registered trademarks for Chapel Bill. That's funny.
Yeah,
Chapel
pretty
Hill.
good.
Oh,
I
Chapel
like
Bill.
it.
Pretty good.
Do Your Job, Bill's version, and No Days Off, Bill's version. Belichick's first game as head coach at UNC is against TCU Monday, September 1st. Pretty quick.
Got to go Chapel Bill.
Chapel Bill's
Chapel Bill's
A+.
great.
Chapel Bill's funny.
Does everyone know? Yeah, I guess everyone knows that it's in Chapel Hill, right?
Yeah, but
Well known,
If they
if they don't, they wouldn't even get Chapel Hill.
right?
Like, to get Chapel Bill, you have to get Chapel Hill.
Yeah.
And so if you see Chapel Bill and you don't get it, and it's in that blue, you wouldn't get it anyway if it said Chapel Hill.
Yeah.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah. ESPN is said to be closing in on the next era-defining media deal. Sources in the loop say negotiations with NFL and ESPN are closing. The deal, those sources say, would see ESPN acquire NFL Media, which is the arm of the league that focuses on content and runs the NFL Network. I do believe that they're getting Red Zone channel.
Red Zone,
Yeah.
That'll be one of the products that they buy.
Yeah.
It's no coincidence that this coming fall we'll see ESPN's programming become available as a direct-to-consumer product at $29.99 a month. I'm not sure what that means. I know what it means is then you pay $29.99 and then you get ESPN, but I don't think they're coming off of cable. I don't have cable. I have YouTube TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Same.
Is that the same thing
What?
as cable?
Yes. What do you mean?
Because like you say, you don't have cable. Is cables even still exist? Because
Yeah, because
okay.
like Spectrum or
Xfinity, I think, is another
Xfinity.
one.
Okay,
Yeah, for sure.
okay.
Even DirecTV
Yep.
is still
I think
around.
all that can. We should say provider.
Yeah.
Right.
I use as my main provider YouTube TV. So I get ESPN, but then I also subscribe to ESPN already. So I don't know how this direct to consumer model changes things. Maybe you don't have to have a package at all and you can just buy ESPN for $29.99 a month. I don't know.
Yeah, like maybe you don't have to have YouTube TV.
That's
You
what I'm
can-
saying.
Right? As like a streaming service, basically.
But then it's for people who have no streaming services.
I assume.
Or not streaming services, providers for cable. It's hard to, because
Yeah.
So hard.
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Who cares? Another way for them to get our money. How about it?
Yep.
Eddie and I played another round of our golf tournament yesterday.
Okay.
Round 2 in the books.
Round 2 of 4, the humiliation games.
Okay.
I like it.
Where I have to give Eddie $500
Yeah.
if he wins, and he has to dress up in a Superman costume and stand on the street corner for 2 hours holding a sign that says Bobby's better at golf than me, and then grill for my wife and I in the same superhero costume.
That one's gonna be weird. To be honest.
And we played round 2 yesterday. Round 1, I shot at 84. Eddie shot at 85. Round 2 yesterday, I shot at 84 again. Eddie
Dang.
shot at 86.
Dang.
So I am 3 strokes back in the tournament.
Ooh, Same course?
Same course.
Are you doing all 4 there, right?
Yeah.
We just kind of
Probably.
did that because it was close and easy.
Sure,
yeah.
why not?
Yeah, why
Yeah.
not? Dang.
So it's a dogfight, dude. It's weird because like
Eddie was getting mouthy yesterday, and he wasn't the guy he usually is.
you were
I-
getting mad.
yeah,
I wasn't.
Something kind of just irked me the wrong way. You know,
Like a competitive Eddie came out or like pissed off Eddie?
Bobby
or-
hits in the water and then he drops in the middle of the fairway. I'm like, oh, you're gonna just drop it in the middle of the fairway? Like that's where the
Oh.
drop is.
He was
so I got
he was mouthy way before that, by the way. And if you go backward, you can drop it wherever. And I was backward from where.
And then in the middle of the fairway, he goes, oh, okay. So he kicks it a foot backwards. I'm like,
well,
yeah,
I was
dude,
I was
yeah.
already backward, and the fairway's right by the water.
No, you dropped it in the middle of the fairway, not
It
by the
wasn't.
water
It
fairway.
wasn't in the middle.
So yeah, am I gonna get
And-
mouthy? Yeah, I got a little mouthy.
Hey, when that ball went in the water, he yelled. This is how dishonest he's being, because when that ball went in the water, he yelled "water." So before,
whoa.
So before this is the one point, because I have like 3 or 4 before this, but this is how you know he's lying.
Now, I'm not
One of
lying, by the way.
One of the things that we were like, dude, like you're like yelling stuff. I did hit it in the water. It was one time I hit it in the water, and he goes "water" right when it hit in. And so if that's what made him mad, why was he already being a jerk before that?
The water? No. I wasn't being mad about the water. Every hole, he's like, is that in? Because you know him with the glasses.
I can't see anything.
Exactly. So I'm telling you,
No.
it's in the water.
Not,
that's where the water comes
Hey,
from. Is what you're saying?
yes.
Okay,
not
okay.
a single
Okay,
hole
okay.
was he like,
Bro.
that's in the middle, that's in the left. But the one time I go in the water, he goes, water.
I was assisting
Did you
you.
get any? Hey, nice shot, man.
Oh,
Any?
a lot.
No,
lot of them.
he was so cranky yesterday the whole time on the course. And when you drop, the water is right by the fairway and there's a sliver of rough. And also, Eddie was trying to move his ball and crap. I was like, no, we leave it. But I took a drop and I went backward for it, dropped in. And he's like, you're not back far enough. So I kicked it back even more.
And a penalty stroke? Is it a?
Oh, yeah,
stroke?
penalty
Yeah,
stroke.
you get
Okay,
the
okay,
penalty
okay.
stroke. But
okay.
Oh, you know why it was? Because he hit his ball 10 feet off the tee leading up to that
no.
in the same hole. He hit it 10 feet off the tee. And that's why he started to get pissy.
Dude, what was so frustrating is like there were these holes where like Bobby would just, hit in the water or something, and I'm just like, oh, this is my chance. Like this is my chance
Yep.
to get a stroke on him, 2 strokes even, and I could never do it. So it got frustrating. It got frustrating, and the whole moody Eddie that you're seeing, I'm not moody, dude. It's competitive Eddie, man. You've never seen me before.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
he's
we,
coming
we
out.
played this par 5 and we don't do many gimmies, but if it's close enough, really close, it's like it was hot. You're like, you can have it next hole.
Yeah.
And so we're at 1 and it was close enough to where it'd been gimme the whole time. And Eddie's like, nope, putt it. And I putted it and missed it. That's fine because I did miss it. And then he was like, glad I did that. And we got to the next tee.
That was hole 1.
No, it was
That
it was
wasn't
later
one.
on.
Oh, okay.
It was still one.
And I'm not mad about it because you can call it anytime.
Right.
And we get to the next tee, and I'm like, okay, this is where the cookie crumbles because anytime he gets like this, he falls apart. And Tom is with us, our friend, and he goes, yeah. I said, Eddie, I said, Tom, why do you think they call him the cookie? He goes, because he crumbles. I'm like, exactly. Eddie, double bogey. Next hole, double bogey.
no.
Crumbled.
Yeah, it's head games, dude.
I
Head games
know.
with this guy. You think they do that on the tour?
I
No
didn't
way,
do any.
dude.
I said nothing. I said nothing the whole time until he started to be like, water, put it. There was a club on a par 3. You'd throw your irons in between the green and the cart so you don't forget them. Like,
I know exactly what you're saying. Go ahead.
Okay.
and so we both laid our clubs down like our 60 degrees, and Eddie walks back, picks us up, and leaves mine on the ground.
Dang, dude.
Hey, dude, we're in a match, man. You think Kepka picks up Bryce's
my point.
a club?
This is my point.
Get your own club.
But does it get you a little happy because you always say Eddie doesn't have a competitive edge to him, side to him, or is this like a
This
wrong
is not.
kind of a?
This is not
he's
competitive.
Oh,
he's
okay.
out, dude.
This is him being a petulant child.
Okay.
Oh,
this is
yeah,
a
yeah.
whining thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, I did see something though. I do want to point out, which is crazy. Like there was a hole where we were. I mean, it was. I think we were both putting for pars. Maybe he made his par putt, and I got a bogey. And he's walking off the green, and I see him put his hands up, like, "Thank you."
I did Johnny Manziel money to this guy.
And I was
I
like,
thought I was praying, but I was doing Johnny Manziel money because I had hit it in the water off the tee, but the water was like right down the middle. And I didn't think I made it that far. And I guess I hit it so good it went in the water, which sucked. But I did. Hit it pure. And then I put it within 5 feet as my approach. Best shot I hit all day. Over 2 waters onto like this, not an island green, but surrounded by water green.
Yeah.
Within 5 feet. And I ended up parring the hole. And so when I finished, I did the money Manziel to the sky. And Eddie thinks I'm praying to
Oh,
the
I
gods.
thought you were like, "Thank you."
no.
God."
No, I was like, par.
I was like, "Dang, dude,
Dang.
relax."
Because it
man.
was over then.
That deserves a Manziel money.
Yeah, that round it was over then. But he was being a little baby.
So how's the last 2 gonna be then?
Oh, dog fights, dude. We're gonna.
How are you gonna be?
What do you mean?
Like, are you gonna keep this
By the way,
I'm never
smack
mouthy.
talking
by
going?
the way, got in
still-
a car accident right before I played golf, so I was all out like,
You got
oh
a
god,
car accident?
Well, somebody backed into my car.
Oh man.
There's all dents in the back, and I went straight from there
You showed up in a neck brace and
to
everything.
the range.
Had the arm cast and everything. Dang, dude, you shot an 84.
And you didn't see it though? Like, you didn't see who you're calling? Oh man.
Hey, guys, relax. This is a little offender bender, okay?
And you still had the mental like wherewithal to
my
like
oh,
adrenaline-
That's
win,
amazing.
Kevin.
I
to
promise
win
you,
the round.
my adrenaline was like, oh god, because you find your car's been. It's a new car as well.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
It sucks.
Yeah.
How do you take your mind out of that
Okay.
into
You guys are
competition? You
idiots.
know.
It's called championship compartmentalizing. I'm glad you asked.
Got it.
And
Oh, there's a term for that.
Mhm.
God, dude.
so we're 2 down.
Dang. So wait, three
Three strokes.
Strokes ahead.
Yeah, 2 rounds down to 4.
Okay.
I'm up 3 strokes. I can lose all 3 of those on 1 hole. I'm not stupid.
We're
Though.
gonna need
Of course.
we're gonna need a big one.
Yeah, but
dude.
the fact that it's this close after 2 is pretty good.
it's
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's,
No?
it's the winner's the winner.
I mean, round 1, he came in with a throbbing headache. Oh, God, my head hurts, dude. Head hurts.
Dang. Then a car
Then round
crash.
2,
and he's
car
still
crash.
up 2.
What's gonna
I
happen
never said
round
anything
3?
about the car. I played the game without even talking. I mentioned at the beginning, I was like, somebody hit my car, and then I focused and played golf.
Yeah.
Round 3, got my house
On
burglarized.
18,
just saw my window smashed in my house, man. Somebody's in my house right now.
somebody's got my wife kidnapped, tied up. But you know what?
But I'm here.
I'm here. I'm going to play
Go
ball.
ahead, tee off.
That's right. Okay, Albert Breer coming up. Let's take a break, and we'll talk to him. Hey, Albert, appreciate the time. I know you're at Packers camp. I imagine camp is like the first day of school. This is my only relation to NFL football camp, where everybody's kind of excited on day one, and then they slowly realize now they have a lot of camp to go. Is that what camp's like?
Yeah, I would say, well, I think for everybody in football, and this is the way I feel now, having done this for 21 years, it's sort of like the first day before, it's sort of like before doubles in high school football, or like before the first day of school when you're a kid, where you kind of look at it like you're staring down the barrel of a gun before you get into it. And then once you get into it, it's fine. And then I would say like maybe a week in, 10 days in, it starts to wear on you a little bit. So it's like this sort of natural progression. I think that we all kind of feel, like me, obviously much less so than the players, because I'm just driving from camp to camp and talking with people. But yeah, there's obviously a lot going on, and it's an interesting time of year.
We were at Panthers camp last year. We're going to be at Titans camp coming up this year. And it feels like if you are a young multi-millionaire, this is one of the worst times of the year, because it is the biggest grind, it seems. And the Panthers camp, they're not even in Charlotte. They're in like South Carolina in like at a college. If you're like a rich, young dude who is used to having access to everything, does this just suck?
Well, it depends on who you are. I think, like, first of all, it's like what camp you're at, right? Like, because some camps, the players are sequestered. Like the Panthers actually just moved their camp back to Charlotte. So they're in a little bit of a different dynamic, but the Chiefs go to this town like an hour and a half north of actual Kansas City, and they're staying in the dorms. The Rams went away to camp, and have gone away to camp. And for a bunch of years, they were staying in this like beautiful resort in Newport Beach, in Orange County, so it sort of depends on what team you're at. And then like for a lot of the guys, it's the rules too. Like there are some teams that only make their young players stay in the hotel, and then the veteran players can go home at night, so I think it's a different experience for everybody. But yeah, I think like the older the guys get, the more the grind of it wears on them, and the more and you also have like things that you're doing that you have to get away from. It's, I think, what most people would think, which is like you're going from living that life to now all of a sudden it's sort of work 24/7.
Let's start with the Packers for a second, because I know that's where you are today. What's the expectation for Jordan Love in general now?
I think the expectation is that he's gonna level up, and like he got paid last summer, and so he's now on this tier with Joe Burrow and some of his peers, Justin Herbert and Tua Tagovailoa, and for all of those guys, really the dynamic changes a little bit after you get paid, because when you're on a rookie contract, a team can build aggressively around you. And the Packers, have been pretty aggressive in building around Jordan Love. And then, after you get the big contract, now that means that they have to be a little bit more conservative and have a little more long-range thinking in the way that they're putting the team together, which ostensibly means that you've got to be a little bit more of a force multiplier. And I think there were some growing pains with that with Jordan Love. Like I think a lot of people thought the way he finished 23, like this was a rocket ship. You know what I mean? Like the way he played in the playoffs and the way he played at the end of the regular season, like that was just gonna roll right into 2024. And the Packers have their answer for the next 15 years, the way they once did with Favre and Rodgers. And it was a bumpier second year for him. So there are some moving parts on the offensive line right now. They're bringing in Matthew Golden to a group of young receivers that they brought along the last few years. Obviously, Christian Watson's hurt, but Dontavian Wicks and Jaden Reed and Romeo Doubs. And so, like I think it's really kind of more on Jordan Love to be the leader now and to be the force multiplier, like to be the guy that's starting to lift the people up around him. And that's going to start with him, cleaning up some of the turnover issues, playing more efficient ball, and then I think getting the most out of a young receiver group that he's grown up with.
Trey Hendrickson is not even in Ohio. Like he's like, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'll see you when I see you. Are we anywhere close to resolving that?
I would say that is one of the more unpredictable contract disputes of the last few years. Like, because there is so much water under the bridge, Bobby. 2 years ago, this really began. And part of the reason why he's in this position in the first place is because the Bengals got a pretty deep discount on him when they signed him from the Saints, because they were sort of in a COVID economy where the cap was depressed. And so, he produced at a high level for him, and the contract wasn't pacing with his production. So 2 years ago, he really pushed for a new deal. They did a Band-Aid 1-year extension. He tried to push again last year. Nothing happened. So this is the third offseason that they've been in this situation where he's been fighting for a contract. So a guy who's been through all of that generally isn't going to take a hometown discount. And the pass rusher market has exploded. So you have Myles Garrett at 40, you have TJ Watt at 41, you have Danielle Hunter and Max Crosby, who are also older players. Those guys are now in the mid 30s. And so how do you get him a deal that's commensurate with the guys at 35 sacks the last few years? And then there's the way that they've done their own contracts. The Bengals had strict rules on guarantees and structure and all that stuff, and they broke those rules to keep Joe Burrow. They signed the 2 receivers this offseason. One kind of went in that Burrow bucket where he's like a contract that went beyond the precedents they'd set before. That was Jamar Chase. And then T. Higgins signed a little bit more of a traditional deal the Bengals have done. So which bucket are you in? He's in his 30s. I'm sure the Bengals would look at it and say, well, we want to put him more with T. Higgins, where he's been fighting this fight for 3 offseasons. So he'd be more on the Chase side of it. So it looked like they had momentum over the weekend. Things really broke down on Monday, which I think precipitated that long drive back to Florida. And I think because of all that history that's there, it's a pretty unpredictable one going forward.
It just seems like the Bengals are in disarray right now more than ever. They can't sign Shamar Stewart from Texas A&M either. And so, and that's a contract deal where and that was a clause deal, right? Like if you act bad, and Joe Burrow has had to step in and be like, hey, even subtweeting them, we need to get our deals done. Is Cincinnati just a mess in general? Is it because of the ownership there?
Yeah, I think it's your history follows you, and their reputation has always been that they're cheap. I mean, it goes back to things that don't relate to any of this. They didn't have a practice bubble until a couple of years ago, despite the fact they're in a northern climate. Their scouting staff is very small, 4 guys in the scouting staff. And Joe, I remember having a conversation with Joe a few years ago about this, and I remember him saying to me, the old Bengals are dead. And I really think Joe has taken it upon himself to try to change the face of the organization and be the change agent there, And so he's had ways of putting pressure on the organization. He put pressure on them on Chase and Higgins, And so it's not surprising that he would try to do this with Hendrickson too. I know how Joe values every football season and how he views every season that goes by without a championship as a missed opportunity. And I also know he's well aware of the Bengals' reputation and what their reputation has been, not just over the years, but over the decades. And so he's tried to be the change agent, and I think he's succeeded in a lot of different ways. Their scouting staff is this offseason, they added 3 new scouts to the scouting staff without, while they only lost 1, So I think, the Chase deal was a step in the right direction. Burrow's deal itself was a step in the right direction, and we'll see where this one takes them. But that's the reputation they've had a long time that I think in both these situations, both with Stewart and with Hendrickson, it's going to follow them.
Micah Parsons, speaking of edge rushers, last year of the deal, but Jerry Jones is talking about him. What is there any chance he doesn't end up a Cowboy?
I don't think so. There was a point earlier in the offseason where I said, I think if you're another team in need of a pass rusher, I would at least make the phone call. And I'm not saying teams shouldn't now, but we're in training camp. And are you going to be able to get full value for Micah Parsons? And if you're the Cowboys, are you going to be willing to give up Micah Parsons for assets that you might not be able to use this year? They'd be, you'd be talking about trading for draft picks that you're not going to be able to, they won't help you on the field until 2026, So I don't think so. It's just been the Cowboys' way of doing business. And I can't say, Bobby, that I fully understand why they keep going down this road, but it's a road they went down with CeeDee Lamb. It's a road they went down with Dak Prescott. At one point, a couple summers ago, they went down this road with Zach Martin, where he was out of camp for, I think, almost a month before he got the adjustment he wanted to his contract. Generally, and a team right there in the division has benefited from doing business this way. The Eagles always get way ahead on these things. Generally, if you've got a player that you're really sure on, you wanna sign him as early as you can. And when it's a young player, the first chance you have to do that is after 3 years. The Cowboys didn't do that with Dak. They didn't do that with CD, and they didn't do that now with Micah. And in each case, at least with Dak and CD, it cost them a lot of money to wait. So I can't tell you exactly why you would want to wait here. I know Micah hasn't been perfect, and there are, some relationships in that building, like the some stuff that he's had to that he's fought through and the team's fought through. But he's such a great player. I don't fully understand the logic on not wanting to get this one done early. So you pay a little bit less than you would if you waited like they have.
I was reading your article on MMQB about JJ McCarthy, and obviously last year he didn't play at all, but he was able to be around the game. And Kevin O'Connell and I work with Matt Castle, who O'Connell was Castle's backup, and they're boys, and I've been able to spend time with Kevin O'Connell, but he was talking about how that system fits any, I would say, cerebral quarterback. Is if you can make decisions quick, you will succeed in that Kevin O'Connell system. How do you see JJ McCarthy coming along, being that he didn't get to play at all last year?
Yeah, well, I think two things. Like you do feel the effects of losing the year, of stuff in practice. One example I was given just talking to the guys yesterday was how, when you're in the scout team, you learn kind of like some of the subtleties to throwing the ball in the NFL. Like one thing JJ really had to work on was, what they call layering the ball and learning to throw with a little bit more touch and taking some speed off his fastball. And that's something when you're running the scout team that you can learn to do that, because you start to learn like, okay, like this is what the windows look like in the NFL. This is how I have to throw the ball to complete it. And he lost all of that, like all of that work. So he definitely had some catching up to do from that perspective, lost some of the meeting time that he would have had last year. I mean, it was a really hard year on him for sure. Like he went through a lot physically, mentally, all of that. That said, I think since January, he's really checked every box and he's been around a lot, and he's spent a lot of one-on-one time with Kevin, which obviously is beneficial. They've got good infrastructure for the quarterback there with Wes Phillips and Josh McCown. And I think for JJ now, it's drill after drill, he's gotten better. It's day after day, he's gotten better. And it's just making up for all that lost time, which, it's going to take time to do that. The second thing is, I think what you touched on, which is how good the situation is. The coaching situation is really good. We've seen what it did for Kirk Cousins. We've seen what it did for Sam Darnold. And on top of that, I don't think, and this is just talking to Kevin yesterday, they're definitely not going to ask the world of him. They want him to just be able to go out there and play quarterback, which is what they did with Sam. So they're going to do things in the screen game. They're going to do things with the run game. They're going to do things with play action off the run game. They're going to do things with the quick game. Like they're not going to be asking him to carry the team and be Superman right out of the gate. And they've got a good enough team to execute that, where the offensive line bringing in, Will Fries and Ryan Kelly from the Colts and drafting Donovan Jackson in the first round. You get Christian Darrisaw back from the ACL. And then, the receiver position, what they've gotten, Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, and then TJ Hawkinson at tight end and Aaron Jones in the backfield. They signed Jordan Mason from the Niners. Like they don't need him to go out there and be Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen. And so the hope is that, he just gradually grows, like that they can ask a little bit more of him gradually as he goes on. So I think those would be the two things, is making up for lost time and then just going out and playing quarterback and not trying to be Superman out there. It's certainly worked for the guys they've had there since Kevin got there 3 years ago.
I've got three final questions. The first one is the Lions. They lost both coordinators. Can they hit the ground running, or is it a bit of start over?
I think one thing I definitely have on my radar. So I think they've groomed Kelvin Shepherd to take over for Aaron Glenn. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, but I think that transition should be fairly clean. On offense, I just think it's interesting because Ben Johnson's one of these guys where I think the offense was very specific to Ben. And it's like a little different than when you come from these big families where all of these coaches go different places and they've all been successful and everything else. I think, what you hear about Ben in Detroit was that it was very much like specific to him, and that he would go into the lab on Monday night and come out Wednesday with something that was very much of his own creation. So I think, Johnny Morton is an experienced guy, a great pass game guy. You've got Hank Fraley back who will help run the run game. He's been their offensive line coach, but how you kind of replace the uniqueness of what Ben was, I think is an interesting question. Now, how you make up for it, I think, is with players. And I one thing that's like really apparent when you go out to their practice, how many guys they have in like year 3, year 4 that are just hitting their stride as players. Year 5, like Penei Sewell, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Brian Branch, Aiden Hutchinson, Jamison Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs. You've got all of these players in that roster that are still ascending. So we all looked at it, Aleem McNeil, we all looked at it as this group that was like, God, this is a really talented team. And then you look at the age and it's like, maybe that like little bit of that tick up that you get from where those guys are in their career can make up for whatever they're going to lose with the coaching turnover.
Final 2 questions. Bo Nix, an older quarterback. So is he closer to a ceiling now than some of these other guys?
I think that's the easy thing to say, and I think to some degree that's probably true. Jaden and Bo Nix played 5 years. Those guys are older. Michael Penix played 6. So those guys are older than Drake May and Caleb Williams and JJ McCarthy, who were all only in college for 3 years. I think Bo doesn't get enough credit for what he did last year, because if you look at like a lot of the young quarterbacks when they have big years when they're young, you can look at the talent around them and say, all right, like that team was able to build something really great around him. And I'm not saying like the Broncos don't have really good players, but he's throwing to Cortland Sutton and Marvin Mims and Devon Vele and Troy Franklin. And the offensive line's good. You've got Garrett Bowles and Mike McGlinchey and Quinn Miners, but are you looking at like a really special offensive group? So I think his ability to come in and play at the level he did, I don't think he gets the credit he deserves for it. So, adding in Evan Ingram, bringing in RJ Harvey from UCF, like I think there's an opportunity for him to get better just by virtue of Sean Payton has got another year with him, and they've gotten a little bit better from a personnel standpoint on offense, and the defense should be lights out. Like that's the other part is like people don't look enough at that when it comes to quarterback play. When you've got a great defense that's giving you good field position, that's, giving you 3 and out, so the other defense gets worn out. That can really be something that helps, a young quarterback. And the Broncos defense was top of the league last year. They add Drake Greenlaw, they add Talanoa Hufanga. That should be one of the best groups in the league, which I think will only help Bo.
My final question is about the NFLPA scandal. And look, I think now we look at that Deshaun Watson deal and go, holy crap, because that's just a lot of money to guarantee. And now you find out afterward, they're like, we shouldn't do this anymore. And people are stepping down, resigning. Where does this end? Like, what is worst case scenario?
Well, I mean, first of all, like I think for the players, they have every reason to be pissed. I said this. I remember being asked about this when Deshaun signed his deal in 22. People ask, like, is this going to be the beginning of fully guaranteed contracts? And my answer generally was, it depends on what happens next. I said the same thing after Kirk Cousins signed his deal in Minnesota in 18. Is the next deal another fully guaranteed deal, or is it a traditional quarterback deal? And then the deal after that, and then the deal after that. And so what we found in 22 was those deals all became more traditional deals, which allowed other teams to point at Watson as the outlier. The level of organization that went into that, the communication between the owners, that behind the scenes meeting at the owners meetings, where the management council basically discouraged teams from doing fully guaranteed contracts, the way the Russell Wilson negotiation went, the communication between Dean Spanos and Michael Bidwell, it all makes the owners look awful. And this is something that the union should have been shouting about from the mountaintops. And instead they were helping cover it up. So if you're a player, you have every reason to think your union wasn't serving in your best interest and the best interest of the greater group. So, I think that that's a small piece of what's a massive, massive mess. And because you have all these other elements, I mean, the crazy OJ Simpson thing that came out the other day, the strip club expenses, all that stuff, the one team partners thing, which I think could wind up being worse than any of it. I think there's an opportunity here for the players to look at it and say, how do we want to reinvent our union? So I think in a lot of cases, like you would say, like the worst case is this nuclear option where the union gets completely blown up. But that might be what the players need here, right? Like, is that we need a chance to kind of go in and reevaluate the way our union works and reevaluate what we want out of our union. I think this very well could end with them bringing in an interim director and then asking those questions. And I think that's probably exactly what the union needs to do right now.
A follow-up statement. I can't believe anyone would use the credit card to go to a strip club. I mean, it's all there. It's all documented. It's on a receipt. It's unbelievable. It almost feels like an old Alabama coaching situation.
I'm not saying I spend too much time in those places, but they generally have ATMs in there, right?
But they should list them as different. Now I don't want to stand up for the person using the card.
You can get the discrete. Don't they normally have discrete?
Yes.
Some of them have it's like discrete billing.
Money option. Like that's what shows up on the credit card, not cabaret. Yeah. The other thing is, and again, the final part of that is the NFLPA, like the union, weren't they doing it as a quid pro quo, meaning we'll cover you here, but you got to give us something on the backside?
What do you mean? Like
they were going, we'll help you. They were working against the players, but weren't they?
Oh, you mean like as far as covering it up?
Yeah, like they were like, we'll help you cover this up, but you have to give us something in the next negotiation.
Yeah. So I mean, there were a couple of things on that. There was the first one, which was there were about $12 million in legal fees that the NFL incurred in fighting this case. And since they won the case, there's the question of whether or not they can go after that money and try to recover the legal fees from the union. So, one thing I heard out there was there could have been a quid pro quo saying like, all right, like we won't pursue the $12 million in legal fees if you help us keep this quiet. The other one was, of course, the JC Treader situation where JC Treader was found to be responsible for making the comments about running back pay, in which case like they would be basically covering up that JC Treader messed that up. In either case, it doesn't look good though, Bobby, because in either case, it's like you're putting the well-being, you're throwing the well-being of 2,000 players overboard for either the financial well-being of the union, of the organization, or for the reputation of one person. And so no matter how you slice that and how you want to cut it up, like even the private equity thing's probably the worst thing, where like Lloyd Howe was actually in cahoots with the owners. And I know there were a lot of people based on Lloyd's approach that felt like he was way too friendly with the owners to begin with. And so, having that smoking gun was that part of wanting to help the owners, that you're looking to get into ownership. No matter how you slice this, whatever the reason was, I don't think there's a good reason that the union can give the rank and file player for why they did this.
Albert Breer, you can follow him on Twitter at Albert Breer, and also read his JJ McCarthy interview that I read on mmqb.com. Also, massive fan when you go on Dan, DP, I love you over there. I'm a big Dan fan. And so, Albert, thank you for the time, and thanks for talking with us about this.
Awesome. Thanks, Bobby. My wife's a big fan. She wanted me to make sure I said that too.
Tell her I said hello, Albert. Thanks, man. Thank you for the time.
All right. Thanks, Bobby.
Eddie has scoop that Josh Allen lives here in Nashville now.
Oh.
My insider told me.
Okay. And so what is the news first?
That he lives in Nashville now. I guess still plays for Buffalo, but lives here.
So in the offseason.
Yeah, because it wouldn't be possible to live in Nashville while you're playing in
A
Buffalo.
lot of quick flights in the morning.
Yeah, but that's pretty cool to have Josh Allen as our neighbor.
I don't know that that's true.
As your neighbor, or
All our neighbors,
Nashville's?
because we live here.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Let me Google it.
Yeah.
Do you want to say who your source is?
Oof.
Let me just say, because I don't want to out my source, but let me just say my source found out from some other source's parents.
That sounds like total bullcrap.
It's my son. It's my 11-year-old. He was at a camp. He was at a camp, and he said that his buddies were telling him, yeah, Josh Allen lives here, according to their dads. Their dads are in the industry, and they know that Josh lives here.
In like the NFL industry?
I don't know. They didn't get into details on that.
Like what industry?
They're 11, dude.
The flag football 11-year-old industry? What are we talking about
They really
here?
don't know what they're talking about.
I Googled it.
What does it say?
It says, no, Josh Allen has not moved to Nashville as of July 2025.
Oh, July.
Well, that's the
That's
month
what
we're
we're
in,
in.
unless he just
Still-
moved here.
Well, I mean, it was fresh off the press. That's what my son said.
I'm not saying you're wrong because Aaron Rodgers has a house here.
Yeah.
I don't know that he lives here full time.
George Kittle.
He does live here full time. I mean, this is his home when
Yep.
he's not in San Francisco. Calipari has like a house here and is a member of a club.
Mhm.
You know, so I think people are here, but I don't see anything.
I think it's probably not a Googleable thing, you know, like it's still private. Like you still, you want to move to Nashville, you want to keep it
Maybe so.
on the down low, but you know, people in the industry, like I said,
Sounds like you're
Do
just
know
starting
about
rumors
this.
as well. But
Is it possible to take in a Jared Allen?
Jared Allen does live here.
no way that the kids thought they were talking about Jared Allen.
I would not think so either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your kids probably don't know who Jared Allen is.
No,
is,
but they know exactly who Josh Allen is.
Going to the Hall of Fame this year, though, Jared
That's
Allen.
right. Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
Stud.
Eddie's giving you crap for being a dad influencer.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago. Remember we talked about that. He was giving me crap, and then he invited my wife and I and our kids over to barbecue last weekend. And he starts barbecuing and grilling up, and all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, Kevin, can you come take some pictures and video of me barbecuing over here?" Like, yeah, man, I got you. So then I take pictures, video, send it to him. A couple hours later, I see he posts it, and now he's all about this grill,
He's a grill influencer.
and now
for
he's
sure.
a grill influencer.
He's a grill influencer.
He even invited me over just so I could take pictures and
grill
video.
influencer.
That's not the only reason I invited you over.
It's one of them. Then
Did I make you feel that way?
I mean, after you just used me for my camera skills, yeah.
Look, Bones, how long have I been cooking? How long have I been grilling?
Yeah, but you haven't tried to be a grill influencer until you got that.
Blackstone.
dude.
Yeah.
And I will say this:
Legit.
your stuff looks good, and I don't want to give a crap about that stuff, but it does look good.
Thank you, man.
I find myself liking those pictures, and I don't like anything on Instagram. Not because I dislike things; I just don't think about liking stuff.
No, I appreciate
But
that.
I double tap those.
I appreciate that. But look, dude, I've been cooking for ages, right? So it's natural for me if I want to cook a little more, share on my Instagram. This dude's been a dad for 3 months. And now he's showing people how to, this is how you hold a baby. Get out of here.
This is how you hold the
So
baby.
is there a threshold of when you can be an influencer?
Yeah.
You got to have knowledge. You got to have knowledge of what you're
But
doing.
what if you're influencing as you're learning, and that's your whole style? Like,
Yeah, like my whole thing is new parents because I'm a new parent.
Like I saw something pop up. I'm going to be honest
the
with
two
you.
babies on them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't watch it.
I didn't either.
But you liked it. I don't know if you liked it. I'm just
No,
saying.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, okay.
Because I didn't
On
watch
purpose?
it. What was that about?
On purpose?
Yeah, it was like Drink Machine or something.
Yeah, drink station. Yeah, it's a little drink station, just something I kind of came up with and saw, and then little like advice for new parents. And this one was all about the summer essentials, like
I don't
how to keep your kids cool during the
He could have been
summertime.
speaking Mandarin right there. I don't know anything he just said.
Yeah, what are you talking about, drink station? What do you mean?
So it's in their nursery, and I just give this quick advice on things that you should.
But what's the drink station mean? I didn't see a drink station.
You didn't see the sign that says drink station?
Yeah,
That's
but
actually
I
from
was-
our wedding.
But I was looking for like a drink station.
Yeah, like the kids are drinking out of the bottles. Like there's empty bottles in there for kids, and it's like the drink station. The first one I was feeding them.
Do you see what I'm saying, man?
But I'm not the audience, and also
Yeah,
I've never had a baby, so it's like,
Right.
what am I do? I saw it and I was like, I'm missing the joke, and I just squirted out.
No,
of it.
dude, listen, I've been a dad for many, many years. I have 4 boys. I'm not getting it.
Are you trying to be an influencer, a dad influencer?
No, I'm just having fun with
Make
it.
a little side money.
I'm having, yeah.
that
I
what
mean, I
you're
would,
doing?
yeah. I'm having a little fun with it. I got a TikTok now, guys.
Hey, welcome,
He sounds like
dude.
Bill Belichick. I finally got TikTok.
I check it once a week.
So what's the best case scenario with your dad influencing?
I haven't really thought that far. I just have fun doing it. My wife does it with me. The kids do it with me, and we just have fun like collaborating together.
Why don't
and
you
it's
look-
fun making these videos and like the target audience? Like you have these people commenting, especially the females, because they're like, I want them to be like, hey, look to their dads, new dads, husbands, whoever it might be.
Oh, he's
This
trying to
is
get
what we should
shares
be
then.
doing.
Shares.
So have you had a video that's gone like soft viral?
No, I think the first one was like 6,000 views.
What do you get normally?
Ooh, I don't really post many reels. Maybe like 2 to 3.
Okay, so it was better than your average stuff.
Double.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it depends on what soft viral. I guess.
So
for me, maybe yeah.
can I give you a tip?
Yeah.
If you want to have this be your thing, what these social media platforms do. Because if you go to my TikTok, I use TikTok as an example. My TikTok, it's all country music stuff. It's really, I don't do anything except stuff country music or country music adjacent because they feed that. Because there's really no such thing as social media anymore. It's mostly media you want and for you media.
Mhm.
So especially TikTok, like if I'm on the following page, I quickly go over to the For You page because I want it to feed me things that I want.
Yeah.
And it used to just be we would follow. Social media was you just see what everybody you're following does. Now it's even YouTube's basically a For You page, more so than who you're following. And so if you're creating a certain type of content, it feeds that content to the people that want that kind of content. If you're doing that, then you put up some Celtics stuff, and that those people see your Celtics thing, they don't like it. It'll stop putting that content into their feeds.
Fair.
So you have to be super consistent with it and not fully divert from it if you want that type of content to be focused and given to people who don't follow you, who want that type of content.
I think for TikTok, that's because the only 2 videos I have are the 2 that I've done on TikTok, that is. And the second one, I mean, it was like as of yesterday, a couple days ago, it was like 800 views compared to the first one that had been out for a month and only had like 200. And it had a lot more interaction. And that TikTok is strictly, as of right now, just for those videos. That's the only thing I've put up on there, and the only time I've gone on there, really.
It's why I have separate sports accounts now, because I would find that I put sports up on stuff, I put music stuff on. It would kill both of them because the sports people didn't want to see the country music stuff, and the country music people didn't want to see the sports stuff. And everything's a For You page now, more so than it is people you're following. So my TikTok is just all country music stuff, interviews, me talking about it, etc. My Twitter, for the most, Twitter sucks. Twitter's the worst now.
I love Twitter.
It is. It's
I
my
don't
favorite
post,
forever,
but I
but
love
it's scumbag. It's like there's nudity on it now. They're finding these bot farms that people can buy so easily. It's so easily manipulated. You can't trust it. Twitter was my favorite. It is now the worst. It's the most toxic. That is, I don't know, I just put up anything because who cares? It's like spray paint a building in a bad neighborhood.
That one, like Twitter's like, you're like having a bad day today. That's it, right? Like you just write stuff like that. Or like,
no, dude, you sound like a grandma. I don't want to see what people are eating here's what I'm eating.
Well,
No.
when I get on Twitter, I see Twitter's
Twitter's best for news.
Other than news stuff, other people I see is just, they say stuff just like, what's the deal with green? Blah, blah, blah. Like, and
Are you
then
watching
people,
Seinfeld tweets?
and then people
What's
start
the deal
engaging.
with green?
You know what I mean?
I don't think you're on Twitter enough.
I'm definitely not on Twitter.
Mine's all news, sports news.
It's mostly news, yeah. And good luck with that.
Thank you.
I think
you're really trying to do this dad thing.
Yeah, at first it was just kind of an idea, and then now I legit have fun with it. It's just a fun little side thing, and if it turns into something, great.
So what's best case scenario for you in this dad-fluencing world?
Best case is to gain a following, especially
What's a following?
on TikTok. I don't know, more than I have on Instagram, I guess. Then 10,000.
Okay, good. 10,000, you can monetize it.
Okay, so there we go. 10,000.
No, you can do lives at 10,000, I think, is what it is.
You can monetize your lives.
You can monetize anything, but I think 10,000 is lives, right, Mike?
Yeah, and you can set up a TikTok shop at 10,000.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go. 10,000 then, and then just kind of see where it goes from there. And if I can monetize off of it, great. But these kids are also so young for so long. That's the thing, too.
Eddie, what's your goal? Best case scenario of being a grill-fluencer?
Oof. I mean, I really hadn't thought of it until now. Like Kevin thinks I invited him over to be a grill influencer cameraman, but I'm for it. And I didn't really even think about just kind of focusing in on my TikTok on what that's going to be about. Because right now it's anything, everything and anything. But yeah, maybe.
And in social media times, that was what you could do because the people that followed you cared. But now what you need to do is catch the algorithm, and the algorithm is feeding your specific type content to a specific type person.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're producing anything outside of that, they don't know that at first. And all of a sudden they're saying that people who usually like your grilling stuff, they don't like whatever you just put up. But what you just put up is you singing with your guitar, Jimmy Buffett song.
Exactly.
Because those people that used to like, you get the point.
You know what I'm thinking about doing? And I probably will start doing this here soon. But I like watching what people put on TikTok and like, here's a sriracha chicken. I tried that. I want to take that and then make it myself and see how good it actually is. Because a lot of people put these things on there like, this is so good in the summer. But then I'll make it and be like, this is not good at all.
You have to do it and you have to be consistent with it.
Yeah. But I do it anyway. So why not record it, right? Like I do take meals off of TikTok and cook it for my family anyway. And then we kind of judge it. Do we like it? Keep doing it. We don't like it? Don't do it anymore. But instead of just doing it for the family, do it on TikTok.
Look at my influencers here.
I know.
Yeah, dude, look at us growing.
It's like my coaching tree.
There we go.
Yeah, it's like my coaching tree. All right. Finally, a New York City pawn shop owner is pleaded guilty to buying and selling luxury items stolen by a burglary crew. Whose victims include Joe Burrow. There's people who stole from him.
Yes.
So,
this was the pawn shop
Yep.
people. So like as a pawn shop owner, if you know that these are stolen goods, now you're in trouble.
yes.
Got it.
But no, as a general person, if you know it's stolen and you sell it,
Well, I feel
you
like
get in
that's all.
trouble.
That's what a pawn shop is, right? Like,
Not stolen, not supposed to be.
but
no.
that's usually what happens, right?
No.
They check and all that.
Not only that, we used to pawn shop a lot as a kid because you just pawn anything and they give you a fraction of the price. And then let's say I wanted to pawn the Vanderbilt helmet we got from Diego Pavia. If I went to a pawn shop, I was like,
We're
I want to pawn.
not going to do that.
No, but I want to pawn this. The guy'd be like, I'll give you $30 for it. Now he doesn't own it, but he takes and gives me $30. He has the helmet. After a certain amount of time, I have to go back, and to buy it back, I have to pay $45. But if I don't buy it back, he then has it and owns it, and then he can sell it. But he knows he's going to sell it for $70.
So you take it for quick cash.
Yeah.
With the plan of getting your property back.
You need
Your
money
warrant.
now. It's almost like a
Loan.
check cashing place.
Yeah.
But with stuff. And the difference is with a check cashing place, they're giving you a little less money to get it early, right? And they'll get you guys ever been to check? Man, I done all this stuff.
Never
yes.
been, but I have an
Okay.
idea.
Yeah.
I have family members.
It's a version of that where they're going to give you less than it's worth. You get some cash. You do get a chance to buy it back, but you got to buy it back with interest. So they're making money off of that at the least. And if you never come back, they know that that's valued at more than what they gave you for it, so they can sell it and make a profit then. So they're making a profit. As soon as you drop something off and they value it and give you, they got a profit.
As far as it being stolen, they ask you if it's been stolen?
Well, are there stolen things that are sold? Absolutely. But I don't think, and having family members that have run pawn shops and used pawn shops, I don't think most things are stolen.
I had a friend long time ago stole something, took it to a pawn shop in the same city that he stole something.
Oh, yeah.
He got arrested.
Yeah.
Is that because the pawn shop told on him?
Well, they run it, like make sure there's nothing reported stolen of this, whatever it might be. And if they see something pop up, then they report it to the police
Got it.
and then so forth.
Yeah, that Joe Burrow stuff's crazy.
Yeah.
I
I wonder
mean,
how they knew the guy knew.
the pawn shop guy?
Yeah. I wonder how they knew he knew.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, that's it. Thank you, guys. Hey, before we go, Ed, you want to talk about Cowboys camp for a second?
Yeah, just a few updates. I thought it was really interesting. I love the press when they talked to Jerry Jones, and one of them asked Jerry Jones, have you ever thought of stepping down as general manager? And he said, yeah.
Here you go.
Yes. Momentary.
How long a moment?
Now, we're getting down to it. Small fractions of seconds. I promise you that.
You got
Small
us.
fractions of
You got us
seconds.
good.
Classic Jerry.
And then another thing, too, is they're showing the quarterbacks. I'm like, that's pretty cool. And I was like, who is that? You know Will Greer's in the Cowboys? Like, I had no idea. I know Joe Milton's, the backup, but Will Greer's on the Cowboys, and he had a lot of camera time. I'm like, why are we highlighting Will Greer? Is there something, are they telling us something?
Why do you hate Will Greer?
No hate. It's just like, he's just, he's been in the league for
6 years. Huh?
6 years.
Right?
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Five or six, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's been a while, and I didn't even know he was a Cowboy, and they spent some time on Will Greer at camp. I'm like, that was pretty interesting.
I think they probably just highlight the second guy because they know he's going to play a whole lot.
No, I think Milton should be the second guy, though. Right?
That's a good point.
You would think. Did you guys see Justin Fields went down?
I did today. I saw that come
What?
across today. They said he started that like he walked at first at Jets camp. I can read you this. From The Athletic, Justin Fields carted off at training camp. The New York Jets quarterback left the training camp field on a cart Thursday after he dropped to the ground following an incomplete pass during 11-on-11 drills. He initially walked off the field to the medical tent with a heavy limp before being driven inside the locker room. Do you have more?
It's a toe from what coach, who's their new head coach? Quinn? Not Quinn.
Glenn.
Glenn. There you go. I was like,
Oh,
we get
who's
there.
the head coach?
Yeah, of the Jets.
Got it.
And it's like a day-to-day.
So what's wrong with the toe? Do they know?
He just said we'll know more
Aaron Glenn.
with time. Aaron Glenn. There you go.
I was like,
Woo.
Glenn Powell? Glenn?
Great
I started to
actor.
think, do I not know who the coach is? Aaron Glenn.
Yes.
Oh, Glenn.
The defensive coordinator from the Lions last
Yes.
year. Okay. Thank you, guys. That's going to be it. Appreciate you. Appreciate everything. Eddie, thanks for the hot tips on grilling and the Cowboys and who lives in town now.
Yeah, dude,
all
no
that's
problem,
Josh
man.
Allen.
Inside information.
All that.
That's
Yeah,
scoop.
yeah. All right. Thank you, guys. And we will see you guys early next week. Bye, everybody.
You want what?
Yeah, boy. Thank you.